people should let people with special needs among their families to enjoy the same rights they have based on opportunities that are given to them.
Let the people know about who we are, and we should tell them, and we should let them know, I'm a person with disability, I'm a person like you.
We really need a call for support to the people with disabilities, to help communities understand the rights of persons with disabilities in order to put us on an equal footing to participate socially, economically, in terms of developments for this country.
Welcome to the Solomon Islands, a sovereign state comprised of over 900 tropical islands, rich in history and diversity of culture. While the islands have been inhabited for thousands of years, they were first visited by Europeans in 1568, became a protectorate of the British Empire in 1893 and established independence in 1978. Some of the most significant battles of World War II were fought on Solomon soil. Divers can still view the shipwrecks today. Ethnic tensions arose in the Solomons in 1998, eventually resulting in a government plea for outside assistance. With tentative order restored, the Regional Assistance Mission, or RAMSI, have recently begun their withdrawal from the Solomons. Despite a history of war and conflict, Solomon Islanders are known for being a friendly and welcoming people. Locals have even dubbed their home the Happy Isles. Here in Marau, locals are finding positive ways to engage youth whose lives have been dominated by conflict. The community has also been raising funds to rebuild the infrastructure of their villages following the destruction wrought by the tensions. On the other side of Guadalcanal, we find the capital of the Solomon Islands, Honiara, a developing hub of trade, politics, tourism and education, home to people from all over the islands, as well as a few strays. Honiara is also the home of People with Disabilities Solomon Islands, an advocacy group fighting for recognition of disability rights in a developing state.
I became an advocate in 2000. That's the year I became a paraplegic. So they've been around, this organization has been around for a while, and I've heard about them, but it didn't mean anything to me until I got into the wheelchair. So I became an advocate, I guess, that year. Disability is still a very new topic in the Solomons. So whilst the organization has been around for a good 20 years or so, it has always been a challenge to get people together. One, because it's geographical setup where it's difficult to get people. And when you have a place like Solomon Islands that accessibility is just a nightmare for people with disability, it's quite hard to get people together. But when we do get together, I mean, there's so much potential for us to keep raising our issues and concerns to the respective authorities.
Once again, thank you, Lotiets, Director NMO, Kasper Pasala, President PWDSI, Kathy Anilafa, Solomon Island Red Cross, Brother George, San Isidro. And those who will also come in today and witness this for the opening of our week activity for this World Disaster Day program. So,
persons with disabilities face problems of shelter. They don't have proper shelter here. They would be living under one house that is not built strong, and therefore even not a cyclone but a strong wind can blow up their house easily. The resources are not available to many people who can support and build those things for persons with disabilities at the remote area. People, young people who want to go to school cannot access to go to school. There are a lot of school buildings that are built, double stories, and people not realizing that one day teachers are going to become old as well. How can they climb the two-story buildings all the time to teach? Even when water supplies are built, people don't consider the importance of having a tap next to the house where a disability person lives, building a decent toilet accessible to this person. It's quite difficult in the remote areas.
I think in villages, if he's a person like me who needs a wheelchair and lives in a village that's all, with rocks and all that, then I think wheelchairs will probably last him. If he does get one, then it probably won't last him long. Now we have a situation, we have a story as well with one guy who is a paraplegic, and instead of wanting a wheelchair, he wanted a wheelbarrow. Because to him, that's more mobile, that people can push him around rather than him struggling in a wheelchair. And I guess for most people with disabilities in villages outside of Honiara, that's just the way it goes. You just have to do what, but most of them, unfortunately, will spend the rest of their lives in the house. When disability comes along, it has been for many years now that, when a child is born with a disability, automatically people start asking questions. Is it something the father did, or is it something that the mother did? That's why the child is born with a disability. And it probably doesn't have anything to do with what the mother or the father did. It's just, bad luck for the child that she is born with a disability, or it's a health problem that the mother has and hasn't been to the clinic because she lives far from the clinic, and then has to endure the whole pregnancy until giving birth and just gets to the clinic to give birth. So this is quite entrenched in our society, that disability is seen as a bad omen. And it is challenging for our organization that is now trying to preach that disability is actually about human rights, where you look at a person as a human being rather than for whatever it is that they have in their mind. So it is challenging in that case, and in a very rich cultural country like Solomon Islands. So it's going to be a very long road for that one. So yeah.
A disabled child in a family would no longer be the responsibility of the mother and the father. And this, there are a number of evidence cases in that. When they realize the child is disabled, they pass the child to the grandfather and the grandmother to look after, because they will be then worrying about the next child.
Parents who are illiterate and have a child with a disability go to the clinic, and things are written in the child's medical book, but they don't read the book. They can't read. So how? And I think there are many cases that parents don't read, so they don't know what to do. And for a child that is born in that kind of situation, it's almost like a death sentence. And then he's under the mercy of his parents or whoever the carer is. So, and we have the service provision doesn't get to all people with disabilities, and that is also an issue for persons with disabilities in our provinces.
There is some good things that we have already done, and we need to continue to build on those good practices, and to continue to lobby as high as much as possible to our leaders, and to see that services are provided equally to the people of this country and treat everybody the same.